I'm quite curious if I managed to improve in recent month or so, I would say. We have already a few higher rated players than me. My current rating is 2437. I'm hoping by the end of this stream to recross 2500. This is not Ultra Bullet where I want to cross 2400. This is Hyper Bullet, which is I think same rating like regular, the regular bullet time control. So in that particular one I want to cross 2700 ultimately, and I'm being tutored by one of the very best bullet players in the world, Daniel Naroditsky. He already gave me a lot of advice and he will continue to provide a lot of advice in the future. Let's see if I can apply what he taught me. Good luck. Before I make the move, I want to see if I'm actually being streamed. I don't see the live stream actually working at this point. So, yeah, but it does. Okay, need to change the angle a bit. Okay, he made his move. Finally. Okay, good start against this higher rated opponent so far. Nice. Okay, beating... he's not higher rated, he was slightly low rated, but almost 2400, so not so bad. Thank you. All right. Why can't I see the chat? All right. Now I can. All right. Oops. That's a killer move. I just missed. Oh my god. No. 15 seconds are a lot. Yeah. I missed knight f6. I don't know why. I thought I had queen takes f6. Yeah. HyperBullet is tough. Okay. It was a bad move by me, but somehow I managed to trick my opponent. Wow, this was close. This was incredibly close. Okay, interesting. Oh, just blundered my queen. Okay, whatever. Oh, gave up my bishop and he didn't take it. Mate in 3? No, probably not. There is no mate. Oh, there is something close to a mate. Anyway, it's far away, but the position was winning. Okay. It was the top seed. He outplayed me from the opening. What's my rating situation? I'm on +1 point despite 2 horrible losses. Hello people. All right. Everyone in the top 6 are gaining rating. Interesting. This 2500 top seed, I think I can beat him next time we meet. Just have to play slightly better chess. I blundered and he didn't exploit it. Wow. This was an unexpected turn of events. That's weird. Blundering my rooks for 2 consecutive moves, followed by mate in 1. Let's play this ridiculous move. Haha! Tricked you. By accident, of course. Okay. It seems almost objective what I did here. But I'm curious. Knight takes f7 with queen d4 idea. When I played knight f7 I did not see queen d4. That was a very deep tactic. Oh my god, I keep blundering. Okay, let's be more technical than ever before. I think I can win this position, but maybe not. We'll see. god. I have a winning position at least. Interesting technical endgame. It was slightly too slow. With the piece up it was difficult to make progress. I should not have gone for the exchanges like this. I should play for initiative always. But I'm still plus 10 points. Just a proof for how relatively small or low my rating currently is. Okay, this is how I play for the initiative. Just develop without thinking too much about the consequences. The castling long. Queen a4, ah, that's painful. Whoops. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa. Oh my god. Okay. I have to focus. If I want to have a chance to cross 2500 by the end of the tournament, I have to focus, and I also want to win, take the first place, so in every tournament possible. Okay. The oldest trick in the book, threatening mate in 1. Oh, f6 was so much stronger. Okay. Almost checkmate. Okay. Whew. Okay. Interesting stuff. Boraki roll, thank you for the comment. I have no idea if there are other ways than PayPal to donate, but if it's forbidden in your country, then consider yourself I forgot the word, but maybe off the hook, for the moment at least. Is this you, by the way? It has a similar name. This person. Probably not. Okay, I resigned. I come from horror movie, and this looks so peaceful to watch. Georgi. It's another Turk. I guess many Turks are named Burak. Probably even people outside of Turkey. It's just that I don't see too many people with this name on leeches, so I figured it might be the same person. Okay, one pawn. Pretty good. Okay, let's take it. And now... Whoa, whoa, this is already objectively winning. Start collecting. Yeah. Okay. In contest for the first place already. Only 14 points behind. I just have to beat the leader. Beating him and then it's all history. They always blunder and assume I will take with the pawn. I don't know why. Taking with the knight is reasonably correct for white. Knight g4 and this is not correct, I think. I can grab the piece. Now I should probably protect. Take this one. Take this one. Oh no. Okay, whatever. Going for the defense. Oh my god. This was not so pretty. I was greedy at the end. Oh, let's try the Maurice Ashley commentary at some point. I've never tried it before. Interesting offer, thank you, Georgi. No. I don't want to sacrifice quite yet. Yeah, baby! Haha! Tricked you right there. Okay, with the H pawn I should be winning quite easily, and now with this even more so. Nice. Okay, let's turn on the Maurice Ashley app. I think it should work. Options. Save. Volume. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna refresh. Where's the tournament? Okay. So we'll see. I don't know if it's any good. Okay, right now I don't hear anything. So probably I failed at the settings part. Okay, I'll take care of it between the rounds. This should not work, but an attack is always nice in this time control. Oops, this shouldn't have been allowed. But I'm still somewhat annoying my opponent. Okay, this was a bit too close. So I don't know why it didn't work. Disabled. Okay, now enabled. Options. I don't know if the left or the right side is the high volume setting. Okay, let's try this.
Cooking up some.
This sounds good.
Show begins. And after the move d4, now c4, knight f6, knight c3 look good, e6, e4, bishop e7, bishop to b5, bishop a6, bishop on f4, you get f5, bishop to e5, bishop b7, and after queen c2, check this out, queen f6, f3, c5, rook e1, what are you sitting there thinking out? Does it matter what the next few moves are if one of your moves is currently forced? That just seems crazy to me. Rook a b8, and no question about it. Queen a6 is coming, and they played this line. They prepared the line against the Russians, so it's over, guys.
Not so bad, not so bad. My laptop got crashed.
I will be providing commentary.
When I start
B3,
with no reason, just
E5,
during the tournament,
F6, bishop to b5,
just couldn't turn it on.
D6, knight back to f3, bad bishop on d7, e4 did happen, d5, okay, c4, b6, and knight c3, queen c2, you could also play bishop on e7, and he played f5, the game goes wild. But that said, bishop f6 is pretty much forced. Check, this game is coasting towards a draw. And suddenly move knight h5, queen e7, let's go. Castles, queenside, f4, check, king to b1,
check bishop e4.
I mean, that's just gargantuan. No. King to e7.
It should work. Okay, whatever.
d5, of course, rook e1. I mean, that's just gargantuan. And then rook g7, check. Bishop d4, smooth pieces in the game. So c5, and this move d6, rook b4 doesn't work. d7, check, and but the engines go.
The engines.
Don't worry about it.
Oh my god. This is
and the game just started.
Actually competing with Komarov. Oh my god, Dmitry and Maurice.
Biggie. Now the move c4.
They're both brilliant.
This knight moved to c6, d4, you don't want to do that. The engines actually think that castle, at first anyway, that castle was the best move here. Rook a d8 was played, and the engines are screaming for the move h4. h5, knight to g5, knight e7, best move, knight d5, queen to g3, but bishop f3, but go for it and try to kill. Right. And
Amazing.
C5, he can just slowly march in the park and get a winning, easily winning position. This protection is just so clean and clear.
Improving very quickly. I'm learning so many new words.
F5. And now, in this position, the regular move, knight to D7. The Indians actually give the move rook to D8, knight E4, A5. Didn't play those precise moves. Rook to D7. Rook to D4, knight F3, G3, and it's going to be merciless checks. King H2, believe it or not, look at the clock.
Wow, this was...
Guys.
Look at the clock, wow. This is actually really on point. Every single word matches the game situation.
E4, E5, knight C3, this knight moved to C6, and now the move D5. Nice moves.
Here?
Now the
like
move
this.
C4.
Oh no, this.
Queen to E5.
This.
Bishop to A4. This bishop moves to G7. Bishop F5. Rook AD8 was played. Knight G4. The players, of course, know that the games are full of mistakes.
Yeah.
It's clear. I don't think even so. Now the move. Bishop C5. Rook F7. Rook to A to B1, the most normal move. Knight D3. Bishop to B6.
Oh no.
If you want to, after bishop to B6. Actually,
it's
the move,
obviously the
D7.
top seed.
This
He's
move,
so precise.
C5. The Indian's first choice. King E3. Knight B5. So this one, Rook A4. Now the move C4. The clock.
Oh my god, he killed me.
I will be providing commentary. This move E4 now. G4, E5, G5, and now the move D5. Knight B6, bishop going to G2, knight E7. Wow. And what I don't like right now is that the engine is saying there's only one move for black to stay close. F4. Right, so we have castles on the board. Knight D5, knight to E5, rook E8, H5, rook G6, C8. You know what? H6. I mean, the position doesn't look even. And bishop G5. Something like that could happen. Bishop E7 is going to be merciless checks. And then, what were you thinking? Bang. Queen H3, rook to E8. Your rook, if you could go to H1. So we're here. Check. Queen H3, check. Rook F1, check. Knight F3, check. And already exciting action going on. Check. Kings on E5. Mate.
This was close.
Show begins. E4, D5, knight on C3, knight F6, bishop to C4. Bishop to D3 was played, and he played F5, Queen E7. Queen then went to F3. The move that the engine gives here is knight to C6, C5. Except guess what? He loves, revels in chaos. After rook to E1, Queen C2 landed on the board. H4. And then, what? And after the move H3, which was played, check, and this move Rook F8, took him a long time to understand much about this position. Now Queen A4, Queen to G4, King G7. Yeah, Rook E7 is definitely demolishing. B5, check. Rook to E8, very intriguing decision. Rook F1 was played, by the way. Rook to C3, the move Rook to E1. Look at the clock.
Oh my god, the top seed, I was completely winning, but it's hard to put my hand on the winning move. Oh my god. So difficult.
Game just started.
I have to play faster.
D4. No. Is that the main line? Knight F6, right? It's the right move. C3. E6. E3. Bishop B4. Bishop to D3 was played. Trust me, even though we're saying, yeah, whatever. Right, so we have castles on the board. Rook to B1. And suddenly move Knight H5. Knight F6. B6. C4. Rook C8. Knight E5. Take home the full point. According to the engines now, bishop to c6 is a good move. Bishop e4.
Oh, no.
Now bishop to b3, bishop d5. But it doesn't stop this body blow. Knight to d7. e4 was played. f4, bishop to c4. And whatever you do, you're busted. Bishop d4.
No, no.
Bishop a6.
Whoa.
e5, an interesting move. Rook c1.
Whoa.
The Indians continue with the move. Bishop to f2. Here, the Indians are giving white a clear edge. And the Indians like to move h4, h6. Knight at f5, queen g5. That's for sure. Check. Check. He's not making any tacit draw offers, by the way, with this move. I will be providing commentary. d4. Knight on c3. g4. h6. Knight to e5. The Indians give the edge to black.
I believe the creator of this amazing app is called Vissim,
f4.
and he's
The move
a genius.
that the engine gives here is knight to c6, king to b1, b4, knight d5, rook to c8. So I think that this game is definitely leaning towards a draw.
Really?
But now,
Wow.
and I think that the theme now, that right at this moment, we've got to think about going into that second half of the game and how the players are going to handle the time pressure as the game heats up. But rook to e5, and he holds the position together. King to e7, c3, king f6, bishop e4, king's on e5. There's check. h4 is actually a...
Whoops. What did I do? Okay. Nothing wrong. I just think I won on time.
The game just started.
Yeah.
e4.
Let's press back to
Now
20 minutes.
d4. Now looking for c5. Knight on c6. Knight to f6. a3. Fantastic. Now you can't have bishop e2. Bishop b7. Of course, rook to b1. Some really nice moves. And this move d6. And now the move d5. So now the move c4. Rook to d7. Queen c1. Really showed us a sparkling game. Knight to e5. Certainly what to do. Bishop on f4. Also bishop e3. I mean, look at this. Come on. At any rate, the computer is giving black a 0.62 edge only. That is less than a pawn. Mate.
Oh no! I saw it one split second before it happened. Lovely. Threat by black. Yeah, still have a long road to go through.
You don't want to do that.
I think I'm at exactly the rating I started.
The move that the engine gives here is knight to c6, knight to b6, bishop to b3, rook c8. Now simply, you know what? Bishop to e3. I don't like trading queens, just personally. Rook after d8, guys. Queen to e2, knight to c4, b3, knight to e4. But it doesn't stop this body blow. Queen d4. This game is coasting towards a draw. Bishop to c5. Let's go. Then, if I may just throw in this idea, the engines give after takes. What were you thinking about that? King to f6.
No,
rook a instead of rook
I saw it was,
King e7,
it was so obvious you would have played it.
So this is just actually fizzling out. Rook to c3, rook to d7.
Oh no.
Certainly. And now the
keeps
potential
tricking me.
may be for rook to e5, and he holds the position together. b3, b2. You just check. The move g6 appeared on the board. Queen g3, king to f6. That king on e6, it still works even with the king on f5. That setup with the king on e6.
Okay.
Hello everyone and welcome. d4. Knight to f6. Bishop on f4. Knight d5. e3. He just can't stand it right now. c5. g3 felt like, yeah. Queen b6 as he sees knight d2. And now it is huge trouble. And check. Queen d4. Rook f to e1, d5. This position here is very tricky indeed. This is one of those harder ones. And the move queen c3, and it has been played. Now castles, of course, and the game continues. That's not necessary. Just keep playing good moves, keep taking your time, and it will just happen by itself. Rook A8 was played. Rook C1. In this position, now the move G4. So bishop G5, you have to be very careful what you do on the next move. The engines are saying basically bishop to B6, check, king to F4, and rook to C2. Rook F4 doesn't work. King to F6.
Yeah, Yasser should be the next one.
I will be providing commentary. Let's play D4. C4, bishop E7, knight C3. This move E4, C5, knight C6. Check. This looks kind of strange. The bishop to E3, castling, and now castles. So suddenly this knight can go in D4. And now bishop to B3. Oh, B5 was played here. F3, bishop B7, G3. It's just time for the shootout. Knight D4, C5, knight F3, C4, C3. That's the only move. Rook D4, E5, H6, knight E7, bishop E4. The move that the engine gives here is knight to C6. Rook to D6. On happy trails again, or maybe it's sad trails this time around. It looks miserable.
Oh my god. No, ED. I had ED. Oh my goodness. Oh my god, I had ED and I was probably winning.
Providing commentary. Knight F3. This knight moved to C6. Now D4, E5, knight F6. Bishop D3 hasn't played. Rook A to E1, G6. And suddenly move knight H5, knight D5. After bishop to E6, and now the Indian said it was equal. Bishop to B5, bishop F6 is pretty much forced. Rook to D1, A6, G3 felt like, yeah. Now the move C4, bam, bishop E4, bishop to E5. Black is absolutely in deep trouble. King G1, bishop E4, rook to E8, and now bishop F3, rook to E5, and he holds the position together. King G1, bishop to E2, check. Okay, King H1. And now the move Queen E5. Bishop F3, Queen to D3, Queen F5, bishop going to G2. Queen then went to F3, and after King to H8, that's mate.
Oh my god, I was a piece up. Knight takes D3 was completely irrational.
B3 is really
no. Oh my god.
Knight to F6, knight D5, bishop
Oh my god.
and then knight to
tilt mode.
B6 into C6. Bishop to D3 was played, except guess what? Bishop dropping back to E6, Queen E7, now castle queenside. Maybe you can play D4. Instantly we're back to G8. This idea of H5, you didn't have to allow it. H4, bishop to E6, knight to G5, bishop G4. F4, C4, but, you know what? Look at him now. He's engaged again. Why should he be actually looking at this chessboard? Knight D4, Queen to G4. Very good players. Knight to F6, so check. It's clear. I don't think even dynamic play. Rook D1, Queen D2, Queen F6. This spectacular move, Knight D5. This Knight E3 move is a monster move. And so, Queen E5 and Queen D2. Look at the clock, guys.
Oh my god. Okay. I need to take a breath and regroup. Okay.
A little bit crazy. This move E4, G6, now D4, F4, D5, E5, F6, bishop E3. And after the move H3, which was played, bishop going to G2, C5, and knight F3, knight C6. I must be winning. Queen D2. the move e6. That's not going to happen, folks. Castles. b3. Supposed to play a5 for sure. What's going on here? a4. Knight to c4. Great slash and burn style. Playing queen d3. Queen to a5. So bishop d4. This is, I don't care about positional stuff. Queen b3. Queen c5. The engine analysis is so critical these days. You can't live without it. Bishop f5. But still, rook f1, what am I supposed to do? The knight e3 indeed was a great move. And look, rook to d2. Now simply king g7, queen b3, a5, queen a3. Check the clock, guys.
Okay, I'm very slow, but chess-wise it's not that bad.
Show begins. Now d4, knight to f6, castle, c5, c3. This knight moved to c6. Knight c3 now, e3. Rook on b8. Are you kidding? Knight a5, c4. I'm thinking. So that position looks weird.
This was a
Creating
very
issues when his
silly
opponents
tactic by
crack
White.
under the pressure. I will be providing commentary. E4 did happen. D5, E6. Let's play D4. Knight F3, C5. Bishop D3 has been played. This knight moved to C6. Castle instantly. Knight E4 after bishop to B6. And G6, rook to E8. And bishop G5, queen D7. Bishop F6 is pretty much forced. Interesting stuff. Bishop sitting on F5. Now queen to H4. How can you not like White's position here?
Well said.
I mean, you don't really have anything to do. Such a great defender. You won the game, but dude, you
Okay.
Still everyone and welcome.
My
E4
goal.
did happen. Knight to F6, check again. C3, bishop F5, knight F3. Queen E2 has been played after rook to E1. Knight to D7, bishop E7. Bishop F6 is pretty much forced. A6, rook FD8, rook to D2. The correct move is supposed to be king G7, rook AC8, and then knight to B6, B3, knight D5. I mean, and that's the end of the story. King H6, and now bishop F3, bishop E7. But now, knight on D3, A3, C4, king G7, bishop to E2, bishop on E7, king to F6, rook to D6, bishop to B5. How did that happen? And now A4, F4, rook D2. He just played rook B3. It looks crazy, and who knows what's going on in this position with all these pieces just distributed all over the place. King H1, check. King G1, check. Now bishop to F1, and that is mate.
Once again, I get a winning position, and chess network remains calm until
And the game
the
just
end.
started. E4.
I have to play better. Okay.
Why are you still playing? E5. And the engine is now saying knight C3, bishop to B5, well, D5, bam. And now the move C4, bishop A4, bishop G7, and after the move D4, castles is the normal attempt here, but bishop to F5, rook A to E1, and C5. It looks very strong. The engines actually give the move a rook to D8, F3, king F6, after rook to E1, H6. I don't care about your compensation. Check. King G5 really did look quite strong, and he kind of was right, sort of. In this position, now the move G4. Now b4. After rook to e1, check, and g5. Time is a
So slow.
show begins. b4. This move, c5. The engine's first choice. Bishop to g5. But it queen b6.
I like the call.
White has a slight edge. e3. The move
No, he gave me the rook.
that the
Seriously.
engine gives here is knight to c6. g6. Bishop a6 now. Bishop d3 hasn't played. d6. And the last couple of moves have been weird. And now castles. So suddenly this knight can go in d4 and e6. But it's not so easy to make it happen. e5, an interesting move. Rook to e4. Every top player can appreciate this as well. It's not one of those where you just, oh, the beginners like it or the fans like it. Even the good players like chess like this. It's geometrically one of your sparkling games for sure. E4
God.
did happen. Check. King e3. But he is not one known to back down. h5. King to f6. Okay, on g5. b4. King f5. King g2. All right. King to f4. Man. a5. Oh, b5
No.
here. a6. King h2.
Oh my god.
King h3. b3. King h3. b2. King h2. That's
Oh my
me.
god.
I will be providing commentary. And now e4, d5, d3, bishop f5, knight c3, h6.
Why?
Another natural move, the move e6, check. Bishop e2 is possible, bishop b4. Except guess what? Check. Castles is the normal attempt here. Let me get that up. And now castles, queen to e2. He shouldn't be forgiven for this. Queen b6, play rook e7, queen c5. Queen b6, if you can't make any simple move, you're just going to fall apart, and that looks like what's happening. Queen to e5. King f8. His blitz skills are just astonishing. Rook to b7, rook d8. Of course, check. We're feeling good, but not winning. Rook a7 played instantly. You know what? c5, now c4. h3, rook a7 played instantly. And this game is a bit sharp, I mean complicated. Check, king g1, rook to e8, h5, rook to c2, man, was played. Rook to d1, check, king h2, madness. Why did he play this quiet move? By the way, and the move h3 was king played. H2, now so White has tremendous progress. It's incredible. King g4, king to f6, dramatic move, e5 move, natural king move. G5, rook to king e4, king f5, e4. Now White has tremendous progress.
Wow.
The game just started. d4, c6, bishop on f4, and now the move d5, bishop f5, e6 is coming next. If the computer plays profit, simply bishop d3. They can't calculate everything. Check, and then what? And guess what? Right, so we have castles on the board, and then knight bd7, knight e4, c4. Dude, queen c2, you need to study. But check, it is still much better for him according to the engine. Rook to c2, but rook c1. And I should point out, by the way, guys, and the game did continue, rook a4, b3. And what I don't like right now is that the engine is saying there's only one move for black to stay close. Check king d2 so early. Rook to e5.
No, this one move threats.
a4.
They keep coming for me.
And now let's play d4. Check d3, d2. And black has some trouble because white seems to have compensation. g4, king e3. King g5 on h2, king e3. Mate.
Oh, man.
Hello everyone and welcome. e4 did happen. c5. Knight f3. Knight f6. No, you can't leave bishop e2. Knight c6. d4 was a nervous move and a greedy move. Knight b3 is given as the best move. And now look at this one. Bishop d4. In this position, we thought, you know, this
No,
move to c6.
it's not protected.
g8.
Oh my god.
Bishop d4, e5, bishop to e3.
Imagine something.
Queen e7, knight d5. Instead of doing that
Oh,
line
man.
after, however,
My concentration.
and then rook g7. And guess what? Check. Queen e7, knight d4. You did your worst and nothing's going on. Queen c5, c3, h5. That doesn't seem right at all. And after the move h3, which was played, b6, queen back to e3. Queen f6, put a rook on g7, e5. Bishop to d3 was played, e6, and queen d6.
Oh my god.
Hello everyone and welcome. This move e4, c6, bishop f5, h4, h6, knight f3. He won't forgive himself. Knight f6, knight e5, right? Bishop to d3 was played, e6. Well now, knight to f6, the queen's on f3, bishop on f4, knight bd7. And it seems as though black should still be able to draw this position. Rook to e8, castles, bishop to e5, they're gonna get killed. a5 is the best move. And suddenly move knight h5. Well, that was a spectacular. Queen to e7, suddenly rook to g3. The move g6 appeared on the board, pressure, queen g5, b5, looking for h5. Rook a7 played instantly. This position here is very tricky indeed. This is one of those harder ones. I mean, check, dodge a bullet, king f8, and it's going to be all she wrote.
Okay. 1 hour is behind us, almost.
I will be providing commentary. E4.
I spent it
E5,
mostly
knight
blundering.
C3,
Let's try to do better now.
B4, and suddenly the move knight to g5. Right, so we have castles on the board. Knight f3. Rook e1. No. Is that the main line? Knight f6, right? It's the right move. Bishop to f1, rook e8, and the move bishop e3. Bishop on g4. Queen d2. So, bishop d4, rook to b8. That is one of the hallmarks of a great champion. c3, knight to e4. And that was just overwhelming, tremendous shot. Queen f6, check, king g1. Every single move you have to double check, triple check, double check, triple check. g4 is clearly a winning move. d2, bishop to e2, king g2. All right. King g1, g5. Hello, let's get it started. Bishop d3 hasn't played. He's slippery, huh? Time. The game just started. E4, F4. Chess is a complex game. It's not easy to judge anything, especially when you're talking about some of the finest players who have ever picked up a pawn in their lives. H4 and H6. Rook to H2. The move knight D5 that the engine gives knight D4, knight to C6. Precipitously check what to do. Well now, but I don't care about your compensation. Queen F5, D4, C5. He loves, revels in chaos. Bishop to F1, rook D8, bishop to C4. Queen to D8. Now C4. And look, now the move B5. Queen then went to F3, and clearly he sees something. And forcing king to E8. Bishop is not going to be a happy.
Wow, this was close.
I will be providing commentary. Knight F3. Let's play D4. The move that the engine gives here is knight to C6, F4, Queen D7, F5. Check this out. And look at that. G6. Again, check. So I think that this game is definitely leaning towards a draw. Queen D2. I don't want my knight to be over on H7. G4, bishop to G5, I might be worried. But the fact that you have to make those moves and then give me a chance to make moves, check. So this is a pitched, interesting strategic battle that they're playing at the highest of strategic levels. Rook to b1. Finally, knight to g5. h4. Black is all over white here. At any rate, rook on b8. Are you kidding? But it, bishop f3, it didn't really like. King f2. c5. Put the king on g3. a5. Knight d5. That setup with the king on e6. This g5 idea, knight to d7, knight to e5, c5, d3. That doesn't seem right at all. This idea of h5, he didn't have to allow it. The clock, guys.
Very slow.
I will be providing commentary. Knight f3, bishop on f4, d5, e3, c5, bishop to e5, c3, e5, bang, c4, e4. He must feel confident in his calculations. Queen a5, check, yes. Knight on c3. He's playing so fast, so confidently, but he's playing so bad.
That's so true.
Another move typical of this position is queen e2, bishop on g4. Queen a3 is a little bit annoying. Castle, now castle, queen side, prove it. That's just how he is. Bishop h4. So that move is very specific defense. He had other moves too, but this one is really nice. It's very specific. Queen d6, of course, knight to c5, and an important move, and b6, knight to e4, rook d1, check, rook f1. This is, I'm just going to keep making moves. Knight to e5, knight f2, well, it's going to be merciless checks. Knight c5, that's for sure. b5 is going to be merciless checks. b3, now simply b2, and a3. h5 is the only break. Queen to g4, man. Queen then went to f.
He's very fast.
Show begins. Let's play d4. Why are you still playing? d5, bishop on f4, knight f3. This knight moved to c6, knight c3, bishop f5. Tactics with knight b5 even. Knight a3, bam, bishop g3. Queen a5, queen d2, knight to e4, just busted. Queen back to e3, knight to d2, knight to e4, simply bishop d3. So we have a critical moment already in this game. The engine says king d2. Take a look, king e2. Notice this move, rook to c6, king g4, and bishop on f4. The engines give a very intriguing line to move f5 suddenly. No, you can't play bishop e2. It's going to be merciless checks. g5, a5, and show begins. e4 did happen into c6, f3, e6 is coming next if the computer plays profit. c5, knight f3, knight on c6. And whatever you do, bishop d3 hasn't played, queen b6, and I should point out, by the way, guys, let me play h4. h5, this move, and now knight g5, and that's not so bold either. It's not like he has to do too much. He just has to play a couple of natural-looking moves, to my eyes. h5, at any rate, f5, e6. Rook to f8, check. I got to think that in this game, I would give the big edge, even if the computer's only saying a little edge. With check, he might be the one playing the best, most correct chess. Rook to e8, and queen b6, check. I mean, look at this. f4, they just keep going downhill. But g3 just says, I'm going to slowly march up the board, and I'm going to beat you. b4, check. Except guess what? b4. I mean, c4, rook d2, check, check, knight on d3. Time is a factor.
Oh, this was close. But he puts some really powerful resistance, Mr. Chess Network. Okay, I'm going for first place. 54 minutes to go.
Believe it or not, the move e6 and bishop g5, bishop on e7, e5, by the way, and a6, knight to a3. And the move that the engine gives here is knight to c6, rook to c8, and now very precise, king to e7, knight e3, bishop to b5, fantastic. Actually, knight c4, and the engine's going crazy, saying this is really good for white. Rook to c3, rook ac1, rook c8, and now the engine's just saying,
like
huge
Fischer.
advantage for white. g6, dude.
Fischer style.
Knight e7, g4. This knight moved to c6, b4. And what I don't like right now is that the engine is saying there's only one move for black to stay close. And 5, well, guess what? There's a move knight f7. Bishop h5, bishop to e8, 6, check, g6, forcing king to e8.
God, my king cannot come. I should have pre-moved, but my eyes couldn't stare at the entire board. The king maneuver to h6. Yeah. Who was it even?
And the game just started.
2200 MG something.
E4 was played. Actually, the engine light's all the way right now. I need to find very accurate moves in order to stave off this attack. And if I can throw in a couple of opinions once in a while, I see some moves.
Okay, 1. The best game so far. Alright. Chess Network lost 3 in a row.
E4, d5. Okay. Knight f3. Now knight g5. Bishop to e2. And knight on c6. Knight e4. A little bit crazy. Castle. Come on. Knight c3. Instantly we're back to g8. Castle. Knight d4. Also bishop e3. Let's go. Looks like the first big blunder. e6, king f2. Bishop e7. Knight e4. Rook d8. Rook to c1. Definitely a force to be reckoned with. e4. Suddenly, rook to g6, rook to e8, a5, so a4, f4, b5. Let's go. I'm going to get funky on the queen side. Actually, the move rook d7, a3, except guess what? King to e4, king f2, queen d4, check again. Actually, the move rook d7, and this is going to be all she wrote. Guys?
Rook d2 was dangerous in case he had the king on f1. Okay. I think by the end of the tournament I'll be above 2500.
Into c6. So, no. Is that the main line? Knight f6, right? It's the right move. Queen b6. And he did play bishop e2. Yeah, this looks like a good move. Knight to d7. Now the move g4. The move g6 appeared on the board. Watch out. I'm not going to deal with the g5 idea anymore. Check. Rook h7. That happens. At any rate, also bishop e3. And then he's just dominating the game. c5. And he's now saying,
I could have played queen g8 immediately, I think.
And queen d6. And so this is just one variation that I'm just flicking out following the engine's first suggestions. Check. Actually, the move rook d7.
Whoa.
Rook to d4. Rook to d7. Check. Rook
Just
to
network
d6.
again.
It's inevitable that he's going to lose. And rook f6 immediately. And then rook g7. h5. h7.
No! Oh my god, how did he do it?
And I guess it's time to go home to get some turkey.
Oh my god, he's a genius. Wow. Wow, very, very creative stuff. Wow. Well deserved draw.
Hello everyone and welcome.
I didn't realize I had 3 seconds.
D3, D5,
B4 was such a big mistake and
this knight moved to C6.
Need more experience in this time control.
After bishop to E6, bishop E2
Probably
is
less
possible.
excuses.
Queen E7, castles. H5, and now B4, and bang. Up the wazoo here. queen b1 right here. h4's still queen c5. No, that doesn't work out as well. Again, knight e3 could be thought about here. You don't want to change your body position. In this position here, definitely a true warrior. He'll take a worse position. He'll challenge you to find the best moves. Right, so we have castles on the board. Knight c3 look good. The engine's already loving white. Dynamic chances. Let's go. Check. Okay, king h1. Knight d3. Play e4. Such a legend, playing so well. Knight h2. Check. Check. King g1. And this is the key. Time is a...
Okay. Cross 2400 again.
Hello everyone and welcome. E4 did happen. D5, C6, by the way. And no, is that the main line? Knight f6, right? It's the right move. Bishop to e3, queen b6. So after that, now castles, bishop on g4. Knight to d2 for a8 was played. So we're here. King h1, so f4. Wait a minute, what's going on? So suddenly this knight can go in d4, queen d2, and then queen c7. Knight to d7, rook a to e1, and certainly a problem. And, right? What's your next move? Bishop d5, the move rook to e1, and queen d6, bishop c4, b5. There was a tricky move there. So we're here.
Whoa.
Check. Queen then went to f3.
I didn't see fe was played.
And now b4, king to e4. Let's play d4. King to e7. Well, guess what happened? Into c6. Check again. Check. g5. h4 is actually a straightforward draw according to the engine. And now rook d.
Chess network again. They known it was him.
Hello everyone and welcome.
Was brilliant.
e4 has changed the entire character of the game. It's better to play knight c3. d5. And bishop to b5, check. And only after, right, so we have castles on the board. I decided to test the engine with the move e6. Castle instantly. So, and black has some trouble because white seems to have compensation. And after king to h8, and now rook g8. Put a rook on g7. He's not making any tacit draw offers, by the way, with this move. c3. And 5. The move rook to e1. Queen to a4, that's a mate threat. So suddenly this knight can go in d4. Queen h6 is coming. This looks really bad, really fast. Rook h4. Rook to d1. This is rich. Queen to a4. Check. King g2. All right. a5 and queen e4. It looks like was played in the game. Bam. h5. As he is now playing the move f6. And then... what? Rook h7, queen f6, check. Man, h6. Look at the clock, guys.
This was very precise. It went really bad, really fast. Okay. 45 minutes left. I can play better.
And the game just started. e4 has changed the entire character of the game. e5, knight back to f3. Now castles, bishop to e6. Now bishop to b3. No. Is that the main line? Knight f6, right? It's the right move. After rook to e1, then castles. Well, bishop d5, a4, and then what? He's gonna say, "What the heck is wrong with me?" Knight h7. Now knight g5, guarding everything on this rank. I'm gonna play the move knight to f5 and h4. Nice moves. Now this maneuver, queen g4, g6, king f8. So really interesting position here. Rook d2, knight c5. Of course, queen g5, queen e7, forcing king to e8, h5, and of course queen h3. Rook to d1, rook to c1, check. So suddenly this knight can go in d4, king e7, f4, the clock.
Oh, he forgot about the clock all of a sudden. Yes, I do really want to achieve 2700 one day. Doesn't seem like
Show begins.
on
Maybe
the
you
right
can
way.
play d4. Knight f6. Knight e4. Bishop h4. c5. e3. The move that the engine gives here is knight to c6. King d1. And now b4. And to me, it just looks wrong. e6. Let's go. Check. King d1. The move that the engine gives here is knight to c6. Well, guess what happened? Knight b1. Bishop on e7. Sparkling pearl. Rook c1. Rook a instead of rook a6. And knight c3. Rook to b1. Check. King d2 so early. Actually, the engine likes all the way right now. He just played rook b3. Check. The best move for white apparently is king back to e1. h3. Rook c1. Check. King e2. Bishop a6. Bishop e4. c3. By the way, and king to f4. Bishop e4. Yeah, no, we're not. Yeah, you played king g4. So king g4 is bishop on f4. Mate, actually, that sounds. And the game just started. Knight f3, e6, knight c3, e4, a6, e5, knight d5. Odyssey just getting played. Of course, queen to e2. This move, c5, the engine's first choice. Knight to d2, and now castles, bishop e4. The move that the engine gives here is knight to c6, looking to create weaknesses on this side. Castle. But that said, knight to b3 out of nowhere. So in this position, bishop d5, and just in the nick of time, rook a c8, king f2. And whatever you do, rook a c1, f5, as he tries to keep it going. We're not taught to play this kind of move, rook f7, so you can just be blind to it. Check, check, and after king to h8.
Oh my god, what did I do? Oh my god.
At any rate, and it's all she wrote.
Why did I play
guys.
f5 in a winning position? Okay, I'm nervous with the clock
I
for
will
some
be
reason.
providing commentary. He won't forgive himself. e4, e5, knight c3. d4 was a nervous move and a greedy move. d5, bishop b4. Let's go. Nice moves. Bishop to b5, check. Now castles. You know what? Castle instantly. Somewhat boring chess. Bishop a6 after rook to e1. Bishop a3. He's got to strike while the iron is hot. And now bishop c4, bishop e2. Absolutely. I mean, bishop d4. So, but it's still a fine-tuned understanding of material. Bishop d5 is better to play knight c3. It leaves a bitter taste in your mouth. Bishop to e3, knight e4, king g1, h6. But it c4. Actually, the move rook d7, knight a5, and the move knight to b3, rook a instead of rook a6. Knight c5 was played. Bishop f3, it didn't really like, not as egregious as the last display. Check. The correct move is supposed to be king g7, g4, h4, check, king g5. Yeah, rook e7 is definitely demolishing the clock.
Okay, let's cross 2500.
This move e4, e5, an interesting move. Knight f6, knight f3, e5, d6. White can try to consolidate position. Castle d4. Bad bishop on d7, knight d5. Queen f5. Bishop to d3 was played. Queen a5. Those same supercomputers are saying that this position is a draw. Queen b6, knight a5, and it's just such a pleasure to be able to offer advice that for me is just simple stuff, just ABC. King h1, that bishop on g4 is such an anemic piece. Bishop e4, a kind of dominant position. This is, I don't care about positional stuff. queen on c5, but check. And look at that. Queen g5. Suddenly rook to g3. These guys are gentlemen, and they play fighting chess, so it's indeed a lot of fun, and I'm grateful to be here. And after king to h8, queen a6, check. Wait a minute, what's going on?
Yeah, I need to overcount 2400 first.
I will be providing
before
commentary.
Getting to 27.
e4, e5. Okay, of course, after knight f3, bishop b4, check, c3. The Indians actually think that castle, at first anyway, that castle was the best move here. Then castles, and of course, rook e1, rook to e8, queen b3, bishop dropping back to e6. If I may just throw in this idea, the Indians give after takes. What were you thinking about that? And with check, and the Indians kept cranking up the pressure. f6, bishop a6 now. So suddenly this knight can go in d4. Now time for some action on this side of the board. Bishop f7. This knight cannot help out on the f5 square at all. Now it's getting worse and worse. And a5. And now another attacking move. Bishop c1, a3, h3. Rook to a1. So rook to c8. Notice this move, rook to c6. Look at the clock. Show begins. And after the move d4, knight f3, d5, and bishop g5 puts a finger on that mistake. Bishop to d3 was played. e5 explodes on the board. And now e4, bishop to e2, queen d2. Castles is the normal attempt here. Castle and queen side. b5. Let's go. I'm going to get funky on the queen side. Bishop a6. Queen b6. Certainly there is some compensation, but probably not enough. Queen to e2, so b3, a4. You'll be surprised how many people screw this up. It's just incredible. Queen e2. Get behind the king. Queen c1, queen a5. Why are you still playing? c3, in this position here, rook to c8. We should update it with a table base. I can check, check. Queen c3, check. King to b1, check. Spinning around, spinning. The game just started. e4, e5, knight c3, knight to f6, bishop to c5, d3, and then castles, bishop to e3, rook to e8, queen d2, c6, h3. I mean, and come on, pretty clear that this is over. Knight back to f3, knight on c6, right? So we have castles on the board. Keep fighting, show that you're a true warrior. Bishop dropping back to e6, this move, and now knight g5. Suddenly, rook to g6, rook to f8. A wonderful move. Rook to f6. Rook g8 is a move. Queen g6. I mean, my instincts had something like queen g5, but I'm just going to go with the computer. Rook f7, queen c1, check, king h2, madness. Why do you play this quiet move? Check. Put a rook on g7, and
finally beating Luti. Okay.
And the game just started.
Top seed.
Let's move e4, c5. Okay, of course, after knight f3, bishop to b5,
nagging,
knight e7.
Come on.
Then castles, as he is now playing the move f6. Black is absolutely in deep trouble. This knight moved to c6. Queen d1 simply. Bishop b4, c3. And the ancients arguing those moves. Bishop to c5. Knight to d2. Queen d6. Now the move c4. Rook e8. Queen to h4. And the game continues. Bishop sitting on f5. Rook to f1.
Oh, no.
This is an intriguing position. a4.
Wow.
Put a knight on e5. My
no.
real job is to make sure that the computer variations are keeping you guys honest and correct. Knight F3, Queen to G3. Check again. King H2, madness. Why did he play this quiet move? Oh, B5 was played here. Knight to E5. And now King H7 is on the board. G4. And then Rook to A5. King G4. Yeah, no, we're not. Yeah, he played King G4. So King G4 is mate.
I beat the top seed, but I don't know. My level is not impressive for some reason.
Changed the entire character
I don't know why.
of the game. D5, C3, Knight to F6, Rook E8. Castles is the normal attempt here. C5.
It's not like I should impress you guys. Just even for my own low standards.
And after the move H3, which was played, so Knight to E4.
In HyperBullet, I feel like I'm not playing too
Rook
good.
E1, Bishop C5, F3, fantastic. Knight to F6, Bishop to F2, Rook C8, Rook D1. It's not a table base right now. Queen D7 and Rook F to E1, Rook E7, and there's only chance Queen E6, Bishop to F2, A3, B5. Definitely a true warrior. He'll take a worse position. He'll challenge you to find the best moves. Rook E1. And whatever you do, now Queen to H4. No. Is that the main line? Knight F6, right? It's the right move. Play Rook E7. Queen on C5. Check King H2.
Oh, no.
Madness. Why did he play this quiet move? Queen D6. Check. Queen E6. Queen E7. Check. King G7. And now the potential maybe for time is a factor.
God.
Guys?
Queen C5, I didn't see it. Queen G6 instead. Okay. So maybe maintaining myself above 2400 is a good idea. I can't seem to win a few games in a row.
E4. I don't get it. It's on the board. He just can't stand it right now. E5. Knight F3. Knight on C6. Bishop to B5. The engines give very intriguing line to move F5 suddenly. A6. This bishop is on the C4 square. Now I'm just going to ignore everything you do and play bishop to G4. Now Knight G5. Well, guess what? There's a move Knight F7. D5. By the way, and Queen G6 check again. And now very precise, King to E7. Pure sharpening of the game. The engines are saying, very bad one at that. White is still crushing. Check. In this position here, that's for sure. Check, check. Bishop on F4. He won't forgive himself. And only after Knight C3. So, F5, F4.
I keep blundering.
King H2, madness. Why did he play this quiet move? Of course, Bishop E7 with check, but and this move D6. Well, now you must play Rook F8. Rook A6, King H3, check. King E3. Now Rook D2, B5, Rook to C3. Look at the clock.
Oh my god, I gave up all my pieces. Okay, but
the game just
it's not as bad as it was in the beginning. At least I get a winning position first.
He's slippery, huh? D5, E5, right? So we have castles on the board. Play E4, E3. There was a tricky move there. And F4, the engine analysis is so critical these days. You can't live without it. Queen G3, check. If I had to bet, King H1, and it's all she wrote.
Okay, probably I'm not going for first place anymore, but let's try to cross 2500 again. So my best chance is if I win like 15 in a row.
Maybe you could play D4. No. Is that the main line? Knight F6, right? It's the right move. F5 tactically is sound. Rook G8, and after Queen C2, Bishop to B7, F3, Knight to D7, E4, and hoping to get him off your back, castling. Check again. The engines are now saying that a move like Knight to C4 would be a good move. Bishop on F4. Check. King to B1. A5 was the move that the engines didn't like. Queen E4. A6. What to do? Knight to a3. Rook to b1. You know, it's funny to see moves like this. It's over. Guy.
Okay, 1 out of 15. Probably my calculation is wrong. It's more than 15, but let's get 14 more in a row if I can.
The game just started. d4. No. Isn't that the main line? Knight f6, right? It's the right move. It's better to play knight c3 and queen b3.
Yay!
The guy's winning all the game. The game just started. Knight f3, d5. Knight on c6, e3. Then castles. Now c4. Bishop to e6. So e4 is absolutely distinct. Who is suffering and who is relaxed? b5, a3. You guessed it. But it's actually, it seems as though now the engines are saying that with that analysis, this is quite strong for white. And then f4, and you're starting to get cooked. Bishop to b7, queen d4. Rook a d8 was played. Queen back to e3, as slippery as he is, has equalized the position. And f5, and man, rook to d4 trick. But still, check. What about king e2? Rook to c3, rook e8, king g2. All right. And check. Rook a2, rook to a5. It's going to be merciless checks. Check. Black. Queen b1 is another idea. Prove it. c3. And now very precise. King to e7. And it's going to be all she wrote.
Very close.
Hello everyone and welcome. d4, you don't want to do that. But d5, e5, e4, bishop d7, a4, bishop c6, bishop to c4, bishop e7, f4, knight f3, check. I mean, knight g4 and then king e2. But that said, knight to d7, b3, bishop to g5. So we're helpless.
Oh no.
Be careful about bishop e3. It looks like, well, let me just hold the word I was about to say. And suddenly the move knight to g5. And we see that, what are you going to do about that? Knight e4. So suddenly this knight can go in d4. Check. Actually, the move rook d7, king d2, a5, rook to d4, trick, check, rook to e4, rook g7, check. Also, king g6. Now white has tremendous progress. It's incredible. King g5 was such a thematic move, powerful move.
Okay, second place secured, 24-16. How many in a row? 5. Okay, 10 more. That's what I want.
I will be providing commentary. c3, d5, c5, knight f3, knight on c6, castle c5, knight c3, bishop e7, knight to e5, f6. This knight moved to c6, bam, queen e7, check, typical g4 attack. Rook a e1, the rook is about to come down to b2. Move a5 was the blunder. f5, a4. Also bishop e3. He's a fantastic player. We've seen him play amazing chess. a3. You just check. Rook to a1. Crazy stuff. Check. King f2. Check. Check. King f2. Now this maneuver, queen g4. Queen h3. Check. Of course. What about king e2? Check. Bishop f2. Queen h3, check. The best move for white apparently is king back to e1. Now this maneuver, queen g4, king e2. So queen to g4, check, king g1. But now f5, and we see that f4. But g3 just says, I'm going to slowly march up the board and I'm going to beat you. That's mate.
Okay.
Right?
I was very slow at the end there.
will be providing commentary. D4, knight to F6, and the engine is now saying knight C3, C3, certainly G6, black, A6, and the aces are screaming for the move H4. This is black's main source of counterplay in this position. G4, this knight on C5, H5, trying to guard, but queen E7, bishop D7, bishop to E3, castles, queenside, but I was checking out this line with the engines, well, knight to E4, quieter, rook to C8, black is absolutely in deep trouble, bishop to E8, rook G8 is a move, no question about it. In this position, check.
No.
The best move for white apparently is king back to E1. Let me get that up. Check. And the move queen C3. Check. Another move typical of this position is queen E2. Of course, check again. B4. The engines give very intriguing line. The move F5 suddenly. B3. Check. And check. And then queen back to E3. King E3. So check. King H6. Guys.
Oh my god. He's so tenacious. I think that makes me... That lands me at 7 in a row.
Show begins.
Okay.
And after the move D4, queen C7, H6, bishop to E3, queen E2. Bishop on E7. The move H3 was played. Now looking for C5. And then, what? F5. Now the move C4. Certainly, right? You go have some food. You go call your girlfriend. Queen to B5. Let me play H4. I gotta say, I really like the feel of white's position here. Well, guess what happened? G5, there is no grandmaster in the world who's gonna tell you that they can confidently calculate this position from scratch. What about king E2? Queen C2, you could also play, and this knight sitting on G4, there is no reasonable defense. Prove it, and whatever you do, bishop A6. So therefore, check. Queen D4, queen to B1. Now knight F2, check. Queen then went to F3. Check again, the clock, guys.
Okay, 7 in a row is better than nothing, I guess.
The game just started.
Let's do another
E3,
7 in a row, if I can.
E5, bishop E2, E5, C4. Then knight C3, knight F6, but he has one little bit of spanking to do, maybe, just to say, hey, don't think you're going to be chasing me down anytime soon. A3, F6. The engines are now saying that a move like knight to C4 would be a good move. G3. Now the move A5, but rook C1, queen B6, bishop to C4, rook F6. Immediately, the move H3 was played. Rook H6, typical G4 attack. It's kind of tricky to try to get these pieces out, as you mentioned. Rook is on the H file on H2, A4, and now B4. This position is looking more and more promising for white. Queen D1, simply queen to D8. B5, queen C5. This is just chaos. And guess what? Check. He decided to play a move which was just horrible. G3, F2, bam. D5. Well, the bishop plans to go to C4. Look.
Oh my god. Why
And then just started. Maybe you could play D4 into C6. Queen to C7, H3, H6. Then castles. This G5 idea. Knight F5. The engines start going cuckoo. They say, wait a second. And the game continues. Knight to F6, bishop going to G2, H5, and I need to find very accurate moves in order to stave off this attack. F3, knight D5, a true champion. And now E4, king G2. All right. He played some caveman chess against you. And what should you do? There's a lot of pressure. And the game just started. Knight back to f3. The move that the engine gives here is knight to c6. It's clear. I don't think even knight to e4. And the engine is now saying knight c3, simply bishop d3. But guess what? Looking to play this move, bishop a3, b6, bishop to d3 was played. Another move typical of this position is queen e2. Rook d1. Queen c7 is not a move he should have missed. Bishop e4. And guess what? d5. This is not an easy line at all. So in this situation, rook to d7, d6, queen a3. I think it's going to be quite tricky for him. h6, king g2. All right. King h7 has been noted as an error by the engine. 212 games played in the position before the move queen d3. Of course, we just need to develop some pieces. b5. Let's go. I'm going to get funky on the queen side. f5 with the king on g3. f4, rook to d4 trick. Rook to d6, b3. a4. So that small difference is going to be a huge difference.
He's so fast. He had a4 and b3.
Play e4, c6, d4. You don't want to do that. Queen c7, bishop going to g2, e5, h5 is the only break. Right, so we have castles on the board. Bishop e7, knight f3. For sure. And this is the position they're in. Knight at f5. Wow. Don't even bother playing anymore. f4. Take home the full point. The engines actually give the move a rook to d8, bishop c5, bishop on f4, castle, f6. But the key is confidence. g6, your rook, you could go to h1, queen e7. We should point out that this particular board does not have any table bases. Queen f5, you guessed it, blasting away in the middle, bishop c1. Rook to d4, the spiciest move in the position. Check. Suddenly rook to g3. Check. Look at the clock. Got it?
Oh my god. Well, I have a new target.
And the game just started.
Just recovering the rating I've lost in this tournament.
Knight f3, knight f6. And after the
potentially
move d4,
being above 2450
and now the move
is
d5,
possible.
e6.
I'll try to improve later on.
And now castles, rook e1. Check. Bishop on e7. Rook to e8. And then knight bd7, knight on d3. Except guess what? You're going to be looking at it, scratching your head, saying, "What's that about? I'm not really sure." And we see that rook to c8. Check, check. And I should point out, by the way, guys. And now the engine says, "Well, knight g4." At first, giving
he's such a great tactician.
Knight e5. This idea of h5, you didn't have to allow it. Knight d3, g4, rook to e5, and he holds the position together. King to f6, then check, check, and after king to h8, king to g7, d6, rook d2, check. Look at the clock.
He's so fast, I can't believe it. Okay, so recover 29
just
points.
Started. E4, E5, F4. What am I supposed to do? Knight C6, D6. Knight C3 look good. Knight to F6, D3, and castle. Bishop to B6. I mean, the position doesn't look even. H3. So suddenly this knight can go in D4. Now the move B5. Now bishop to B3. I don't think he has any chance in this game. A3, H6, bishop H4, C6, rook AE1. So this is definitely a plus, I think. Finally, D4, you don't want to do that. Queen B6, E5. So many attacking techniques. King H1, by the way, and after this move, it's a huge edge for white. Rook D1. Now looking for C5. After rook to E1, king D1, king E7, check. What about king E2? Rook F1 was played, by the way. And of course, King G1, Rook D2, C3. Rook F1 was played, by the way. The clock, guys.
Oh my god. I want to play Queen takes F1. Didn't work. Oh my god, it's so tough to play HyperBullet. It's... I guess Ultra Bullet, HyperBullet, and regular Bullet 1+0
Show begins.
are three completely different games.
Let's play D4. C5.
But
Knight F3,
they all have the same in common. You
This
have
knight
to
moved
play
to C6.
fast.
This bishop moved to G7. Also bishop E3, D6. Bishop to E2. Castle A6. Bishop D7. King H1. Rook to C8. Knight F3. Prove it. The game goes wild. Right?
Right?
E5, what are you going to do? Come on. I mean, my instincts had something like Queen G5, but I'm just going to go with the computer. Knight back to F3. King G1. D7. The Indians actually give the move Rook to D8. Rook F to E1, by the way. And Knight C4 was what you wanted to do. And then, what? Still, White has a slight edge. Check. King to G7 is being given. Queen C5 with check. It's analyzing everything as opposed to a table base. Rook to C3. Actually, the move Rook D7. Time is a factor.
I don't get it. Let's make one big major excuse. That when I play without streaming, I don't know why,
Show begins.
I tend
F4,
to play better.
E5. D6. Okay, of course, after Knight F3, typical G4 attack. Knight E7, D4 was a nervous move and a greedy move. And you got a chance to put this Queen D3 on the board. Bishop going to G2. So therefore, wait a minute, what's going on? Check King D1. We're just taking everything. It's just like a vacuum. Bishop to D7 and Bishop G5. You got to play Knight A6, A3, F6. Sooner or later, you got to play one of these moves. Bishop to H6. Rook H2. And surprisingly, after Queen D8, and then King A2, B6. And the knight might end up on B5 as well. But King back to B3. But is it annoying enough? Your Rook, you could go to H1, King on E5. Rook to C2, D6, A6 is going to be merciless checks. Finally, King to F4 and F5. E6 is coming next if the computer. Hello everyone and welcome. E4. It might lead to a forced draw, and after the move D4, Knight F6, Bishop to B5. Well, Knight C4 was what you wanted to do. Yeah. A6. Then the best move here is Bishop to A4, B5, check. This Knight E3 move is a monster move. Queen G6. H5 is the only break. H4 is... Wait a minute. Is this right? Bishop B4. And instantly, F4. Why did Black allow that?
No.
And this is complete engine analysis. Rook to D2. And that's not so bold either. It's not like...
Why did I play F4?
And the game just started. Play E4. G6. A6. F4. Knight to E4. Bishop to E3. That was his critical mistake. Putting his bishop on the bad square. B7. But it... King to B1. Knight on F5. Bishop on C1. H5 is the only break. Will there be a blunder alert? We'll keep our eyes open as this one is getting hot under the collar. Knight to G1's beautiful move. The move E6. Rook C8. Bang. Bishop A3. B4. Knight to C4. A3. Rook A instead of Rook A6. And then King A2. Now looking for C5. Rook to A1. In this position, I put the point in my pocket.
Okay. 38 points to recover in 9.5 minutes. It's possible. I just have to focus.
I will be providing commentary. Knight f3. D6, E3, E4. You get F5, C4, Knight to F6, Bishop E2, F3, and then Knight BD7. Quieter, D5. Okay, check. So, no, you can't play Bishop E2. Bishop F5.
If I may just throw in this idea, the engines give after takes. What were you thinking about that?
Bishop to D3 was played. B5. Rook F1. Rook B8. What did you want to play? Obvious. Check. And Bishop A6. King E2. He decided to play a move which was just horrible. C5. Rook F1. Creating issues when his opponents crack under the pressure. Queen E7. Rook to D8. Clear advantage. Bishop D4. Queen to H4. And after the move H3, which was played, check again. This spectacular move, the move Rook to E1. Queen then went to F3, and the game continues. H5. Of course, let me play H4. H3 on H2. Rook H4. Queen F5. The clock, guys.
Nice.
And the game just started. And after the move D4, E5, E6, Bishop D3 hasn't played. Another move typical of this position is Queen E2. No, you're never going to get that. Bishop E7, castle and queen side. The engines actually think that castle, at first anyway, that castle was the best move here. H6, F4, E5 explodes on the board. You get F5, Knight G5, such a legend playing so well. Queen E7. Now the move G4, Bishop on F4, Bishop to C4. And guess what? Queen to D3, Queen F6, Queen D1, simply Queen G6, Queen F6. Why did Black allow that? And then Bishop to G5. Wow, trickery by the engine. And after King to H8, Queen A6, mates.
Wow,
guys.
this was close. Okay, I'm getting closer. 19 points away. A relative improvement taking place. Not what I would hope for, but
the game just started.
better than nothing.
Maybe you can play D4. Knight F6. Now the move C4, E6, G3, Knight BD7, B3, Knight B6, Queen D3, Rook to E8, Bishop E2. I wonder how this works exactly. Knight to D7, Rook F to E1, Bishop F6 is pretty much forced. H6, Rook C8. Oh, B5 was played here. Queen D2 and C5. It's inevitable that he's going to lose. E5, bam, and Queen D6. And after Queen C2, now I'm just going to ignore everything you do and play Bishop to G4. Queen D7, Knight to E4, Bishop on E7, Bishop sitting on F5, and the move Queen C3. What are you supposed to do in this position? Now simply bam, and it's all she.
okay, this was a great game, I think. Positionally speaking, much better than the ones I played before. And I can even attempt to cross chess network in the tournament
C4,
situation.
C5, Knight C3, Knight on C6, E4, Knight to G5, H6, G5, F4. Now that move really puts the point to Black. Take a look. Knight F6. Your rook, if you could go to H1. Knight D4. Queen D2. Knight F3. You could do that in blitz. You can get away with it. Well, guess what happened? F5. All right, I don't know what's going on. Something weird. Your rook, if you could go to H1. This one's going to be over.
Okay. 5 in a row.
Providing commentary. D4. Oh man, I know I'm in the doghouse. Knight back to F3. The move that the engine gives here is knight to c6, knight to d7, and we see that bishop a6, and then knight to b6. Really interesting position here. And now look at this one with check. In this position, f6 castle, and rook f to e1, rook to b8, bishop to b3, a5, bishop to a4. But why go for that position? And g5, h6, h3, bishop a3 right now doesn't really do anything. f4, and the game did continue. Bishop f2, knight f3. It looks, for example, probably what he was calculating. b4, now bishop to b3, and they played this line. They prepared the line against the Russians. Bishop on f4, bishop e3, king g6, king a2, e5, and the game did continue. Queen to h4, f3, check, king e3.
Wow.
Mate, guys.
0.3 seconds, and I managed to mate the guy. He's much faster than me, but at least my chess is improving little by little. Wow. This was once again quite an objective game, I would say. Compared to the previous ones, of course. Not to...
Game just started. Let's play d4. This knight move to c6. The move e6, h6, c3, knight e7, bishop to e3. Knight to d7, a4, so b3, queen d8, h3, queen d8. But I'm trying to wrap my mind around as a player, queen d8, the rook is about to come down to b2. Again, knight e4, bishop on f4, knight f5, g4, some kind of weird move, g5. And the Asians are giving white a clear edge. Knight e7, c4,
Oh no.
like a tiger.
Blunder the knight.
d5, queen c7. Finally, so this one, check, come on. Of course, check, check again. It's over.
Nice.
Hello everyone and welcome. d4. Way computer-esque. Knight to d7, queen to c7, bishop on e7, bishop going to g2. This idea of h5, you didn't have to allow it. Let me play h4. g6, be careful about bishop e3, queen d2. Don't take any offense to what we're trying to say, we're just trying to do commentary.
This was the Carlsen
e5
interview.
explodes on the board in order to do what? Rook h7, and of course, bishop sitting on f5, bishop e4, rook f7. They just have to keep playing, fighting chess. Check. Knight e4. This queen to c7. So now it's work. King to b1. Knight e7. Knight to f6. Knight
Oh, no, no, no.
Rook to e8.
What did I do?
But that said, very, very sneaky attempts by white. b6. And then king a2. d5. I remember seeing a Facebook post where he was trading for a half marathon. You guessed it. Notice this move, rook to c6. Check. Rook g8. Rook f6. Check.
Okay. Used every trick in the book to beat this guy in a rookless position. Oh my god. How many in a row? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I think.
I will be providing commentary.
Better than what I thought. And the last game for the day.
e3, e5, knight f3,
No.
d5. Absolutely. I mean,
I can't
knight
possibly
f6.
concentrate, huh?
The excitement is definitely brewing. e3, bishop on e7. But that said, castles, this move, c5, the engine's first choice, bishop f6 is pretty much forced. And as he sees knight d2, it's better to play knight c3. Queen e1 probably winning. Rook a d8 was played. Bishop to d7, right? Rook c1. Bishop to b5. But knight c4, putting his piece on a good square, it's inevitable that he's going to lose. Check. Queen d4. b6. This game is coasting towards a draw. So in this situation, b4. And the game did continue. Resign, guys.
I made it. Wow. Oh my god, I made it. Not to 2500, but well, a decent finish. Not including this one loss, I think I had my many wins in a row. So I had 7, then many 5 losses in a row streak, and later on 1, 2, and then 9 in a row. Okay, I'll take it. 24.59. Let me check. Second place in the event. It's not so bad. HyperBullet is much tougher than I thought. So let's see. My bullet rating is 24.72. Close enough. And before I officially quit, I want to check if we have some HyperBullet, not HyperBullet, but UltraBullet tournament, to see if I can demonstrate some of my skills, my bad skills over there. And it's a good thing there isn't. It's quite a good thing. Interesting stuff. So I see that on midnight there is a daily UltraBullet. I probably won't stay up by then, but if I do, I might stream it. So in any case, this was a fun experiment after a while of not playing regular bullet. It feels like it's too slow for some reason. I know we all miss the blitz. In fact, I'm even missing the classical time control, but I don't have any tournaments coming up in the next month or two that I am aware of, so I feel like it's a good idea to, if there was a time to do some nonsense and improve myself at the speed chess and the faster time controls, then September and October are the right time. So I hope those viewers who want to see me playing slower time controls will not be too disappointed. I'm counting on the HUD special to provide that for you guys. And yeah, I think that's more or less it for the day. So thank you all very much for following this video, and I hope you enjoyed watching it. I don't really think you learned something from it, but if you want to learn much more, then keep watching the next videos.